darker than what it was. That'd be disappointing,
Okay. Are we ready, guys? Ready to go?
Yep.
Ready to go over this? Okay. It's Town of Cashion special meeting, August 26, 2026. Call to order and flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
Landon,
Here.
Trey, Jerry,
Here.
David,
Here.
Kara.
Here. Going to number 4, potential voting business. A, consider, discuss, and take possible action to appoint a qualified person to fill the vacancy of trustee position number 3 pursuant to 11 OS 8-109. Really? Okay, I know we talked to all 3 applicants at our last meeting. I know that we had at least one trustee that might have reached out and spoken. Is there anybody that would like to say anything else? Any thoughts they have? Have some discussion on it?
Personally, I'm leaning towards Marcus Jerry because of his small business experience. Been a business owner for, what do you say, 25 years on there? 26 years. So I think that's kind of some big value added that we don't really have at the table right now.
Okay.
I reached out to all 3 of them, got a hold of 2. The 2 I talked to, one was had been in government and run a lot of stuff in contracting and stuff. And the other one had been involved with police departments and other businesses and worked in management positions. I didn't get to talk to Mr. Jerry. He's kind of been busy with stuff, but I tried to reach him a couple of times, so.
Okay, can you tell me which one was which on the ones you were talking about?
Robert Cook was the one that was the military personnel.
Yep.
He spent numerous years in there doing contracting operations, knows about plans and procedures, how to look things up. Miss Terrell, I talked to her. Her involvement with the city, is working with the police department, and she's worked for some other major medical fields and coordinations and stuff. She's got a pretty good resume as far as medical goes and stuff. So, Mr. Jerry, like I said, I called him twice, and we weren't able to make contact.
Well, I did not contact the nominees personally. I looked to their friends, the people that were that knew them, and find out what I could about their character. As far as the applications and their resumes, I think I've made a decision, although it was a tough decision. All 3 are very good applicants.
Okay. Can you tell me who you're thinking and why?
Well, I'm leaning toward Robert Cook because not only his military experience, but also his education. I was impressed by having a master's and a Bachelor of Arts at Oklahoma University in leadership, and we can certainly use that.
Okay. I was impressed with all 3 candidates when they came and spoke with us here. I have looked at the resumes. I would agree, David, I was quite impressed with Mr. Cook's resume, the education background, the military background, because I think that's paid off in spades. My husband's in the military. I know, the structure and the things that come with that. I know Landon also comes from a military background, that type of stuff. I mean, they're all good candidates. I do have, I think we need somebody who is capable of coming in with an open mind, of being unbiased to anything going on in the town. I know we're a small town. I know things are highly publicized, and there's a lot of information out there. But I do think it's very important that whoever sits up on the board has an open mind, is wanting to ask questions, get information, have discussions, and find out what they believe is truly best for the town without any, I was gonna say preconceived, but that's the wrong word, but without any bias toward that. So, I don't know. I'm like with David, I don't really think we can make a wrong one, but right now I would lean toward Mr. Cook.
Ready to go?
That's what I was waiting to see. I don't want to
What
interrupt
do you
anybody if
think,
they've got. Landon, I didn't hear what you said. I'm sorry.
He asked me what I thought.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
I'm torn in between the two. I'd rather just us take a vote. I like to, if everybody's through talking, I'd like to, can we make a motion to vote on this?
Or
Okay.
will we make a motion to appoint somebody? Who are we,
Yeah.
who are we appointing?
Do we not vote or do we appoint?
Well, we would make a motion to appoint, and if we're done discussing, then we can absolutely do that if we think we're ready to do that.
Right.
We would just make a motion and then we'd take a vote, just like we would
That's
anything
what I
else.
said.
You got it ready.
Yeah. If we're ready,
Make a motion.
Yeah, I make a motion to appoint a qualified person to fill the vacancy of trustee position number 3 pursuant of 11 OS 8-109.
Second.
hold on. You gotta say who it is. Who are you appointing?
Oh,
Who's the
I see.
motion for?
Okay, that's what okay. So you put me on the bubble, okay.
You're the
I make
one
a
that started the
to
motion.
appoint a qualified person to fill the vacancy of trustee position 3 pursuant of 11 O.S 8-109, be Robert Cook.
Second.
Kara Rainey,
Yes.
David Solons,
Yes.
Casey,
Yes,
Landon Rother,
Yes.
Okay. That takes us to, was Mr. Cook here?
yes, he's right there.
Glad to have you aboard, appreciate you. We will need to, will we be able to do the paperwork and all of the oath and stuff, at the next meeting? So, just,
No,
if you can make the next meeting,
Well,
we'll
definitely.
get you set and get you up. Welcome to the team, appreciate you.
All right, thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, it brings us to 4B. Consider, discuss, and or take possible action on the position of town building inspector, including retention, modification, suspension, or termination of the current building inspection arrangement and solicitation of applications or proposals for building inspection services.
I think this was brought to the board to be on the agenda. I know Mr. Rother came to me about it. We had some discussions. And he asked me if I would support him to get it on the docket, is that right? Or whatever you want to call it, the agenda. And I told him I would over things that happened, but I'll let him go there. That's how we got it on the agenda, is by supporting
Yeah.
his motion. I think, I still think if another city council member has something they want to get on here, I don't think we should be opposed to it if council members want it, but I understand it takes 2 of us, so.
Okay.
I'll support him in that.
So Landon, you
Direction.
wanna, oh, I'm sorry, Jerry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I said I'll
thought
support him
you-
in that direction.
Okay.
So we had gone through this back in April and then again in May. And then we all know what happened with the fields and the wellness center. We've heard from multiple people that have in the town doing construction projects in town, remodel projects that have had issues with them. We have had a couple of letters stating some good interactions with them, but the conversations that I've had with members of our town have far outweighed those good actions. And then, you know, what happened with the wellness center, where we had 2 months delay, it shed a very negative light on the town. There was quite a bit of fingers pointed at the board for delaying that project. When we had the hearing, we heard from Mr. Dighton himself. He stood up and he told us, he pointed the blame at the architect. Well, we found out the next day that that was a lie. So he stood up here and we listened to him lie to the town, and he lied to us. And he knew better. And that to me is one of the things that it's not good, right? So how many times are we going to let this happen? How many times are we going to let him harm our community? I mean, the longer he's here, the more damage we're doing. That's
Okay.
my opinion. Now, I'd like to hear, I was hoping Luke would be here so we could see some options.
Luke just texted because he's dealing with his blowout. He said if nothing else happens to him, he should be here by 7:15. So that's what we've got on that.
So we can't
Well, we can,
really, I don't know, can we really table that and go to another meeting? We can't do that. Can we table this and go to another meeting and come back?
it's the last thing on this agenda, but we do have stuff on the
We couldn't
PWA.
adjourn this
We
agenda.
can't adjourn this meeting, though. If we had.
But that's what I'm asking.
Yes, you can put it on the next agenda if Luke's not here in time, yeah, you just have to table it.
But that would be the September.
Yeah, the
meeting.
next agenda,
right,
so,
right.
So
we can't adjourn, okay, I'm following, I got you.
just, I mean, the questions that I had, and was hoping that Luke would have some options available to us, you know, and maybe Mr. Lewis can answer, but, you know, if we were to accept his resignation, which he offered, what does that look like for us in the town?
Mhm.
You know, I don't want to put the town in a bad position without an inspector. And I know that we've got multiple construction projects going on, and I don't want to see anybody else halted on any further construction, right? So,
Yeah.
what I would hope to achieve would be, can we give him a date so that way we can get our, you know, maybe if this is what we wanted, but maybe we say, you know, we'll accept it on September 30th. And that gives us a month and a half or a month to potentially find a replacement inspector or whatever we decide to do. But I was hoping that there would be some options, and maybe
Okay.
Luke could talk to some people, but.
I would like to clarify one thing, is that when I spoke with Patrick the day after that meeting, he told me he was trying to find the email to forward it to all of us, because like you said, that was a big thing during that meeting. He said he could not find it. He believed he was in error. I do not believe he lied the day. Okay, and that can be a disagreement, but I'm just saying, to say it as a fact, I don't believe that is an actual fact. I believe there was absolutely a mistake made. I believe he owned up to that mistake, but I don't believe it was an out and out lie. That being said, I agree that the mistakes were made, the rest of what you said, okay?
Well, there would be some facts to consider, such as if he did know that there was an easement setback, he was there the day they poured and that said nothing. He was there, he reviewed the plans multiple times and said nothing. So, I mean, there was, like David said at that meeting, there was multiple opportunities to correct this and no one did.
Again, I don't disagree
And those
that
are
many,
facts.
many mistakes were made. That's not what I'm saying. I just want to be sure to clarify before we use a word like lie, because I don't believe there was malice intent. That being said, I also agree that we have multiple projects that would be crippled, would be set back. Crippled's a harsh word, but definitely hurt if we were to go any amount of time without an inspector. And so I don't support doing that at all, simply because I think we have to be in a position if the board wanted to replace, that we gotta be able to have one and then put one on, you know, like a smooth transition. Otherwise, you're gonna hurt people that have projects ongoing, trying to finish.
Right.
Don't wanna delay those things.
Which is why I
So-
was thinking, you know, if we, you know, said, well, we could accept it on September 30th. I don't want to put us in a position where we table this and then
It's
we go
another
out and
month.
we kick the can down the road another month and then another month. And just like when we had Charlie Butler here, you know, and we had a replacement and we come up here and we make a decision and then, you know, we scare him off or we table it and.
We just voted, that's all that happened.
Right, but
So-
what I'm saying is we have a guy that was able and willing to do the job who's not willing to come back. And
I
don't
understand
want
what
to
you're
put-
saying, but
I
that
don't
was
wanna
just a
put
matter of the
somebody
vote.
else in that same position where we go out and we find a replacement, but then we say, oh, yeah, never mind, we don't need a replacement.
I personally think that's just the nature of
Yeah.
it. To be honest, I mean, I understand what you're saying, but I think that's just the nature of it. I think that, in my opinion, we need to have everything in place before we do anything, because otherwise, you're going to hurt townspeople, if that makes sense. I don't, to tell somebody, oh, well, we're gonna terminate you, but can you give us 30 days? What's gonna, and I'm not saying they would, I'm not saying we're terminating, we're having this conversation.
Yeah.
What happened, I mean, if you told me that, I'd say, well, here's my pink slip, and I'd move on down the road. So now you're 30 days without somebody. And that's assuming you can find somebody that the board approves, that we're gonna agree, cause you still have fees that are, that's on an ordinance now, that were approved by Patrick, okay? That now either the guy or woman coming in says, yeah, we'll do the same fees, or we're gonna have to adjust those fees, which means we're gonna have to do a new there's a lot of moving parts in all of that. And I frankly do not feel like we should do any of it until we have all of the availability to, okay, if the board votes to terminate, then next part, who we hire. We got somebody here, we're gonna hire the next part. How are we gonna, you see what I'm saying, all the way through, so that when we walk out that night, the town is not without the resources and the people that they need.
Right, and I was
And-
hoping Luke would be here to have some things in place, but.
Yeah,
That's why.
I don't know,
kinda
I don't know
like-
what to do about that, but we can table
That's what I was gonna say.
and do it
That
the
way
very
we're not-
next meeting, which is 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
And have, attempt to
Luke's
have
on
those
something.
things on board.
I'd like to make a comment. I'm concerned, as you are, about the jobs that are going right now. Apparently, Patrick has a new email and they have communication reestablished on the Wellness Center. You know, the walls are starting to go up, you know, they thank Kara for her finding the loophole that allowed Patrick Deaton to make a judgment.
To
so
be
they
very
could-
clear,
So
that's,
they could go ahead and complete that.
that wasn't me.
That wasn't you? Well,
That
I
wasn't.
thought it was you.
No, I looked into ordinances, but I was incorrect on what I was looking at.
Okay, but anyway, we gotta admit, we're no longer a small town, we're starting to grow. And a lot of that's because of the school, but we're gonna have to spend a lot of money on the sewer. You know, the police and the fire department are our first major concerns, and then it's water and sewage. And then it's the streets, and I was sure hoping we could be doing something on the streets by now, and we're not any closer than we were 3 years ago. But I think we're have so many building projects going on. Why not have 2 inspectors? We don't have to take his resignation yet. We can go ahead and hire a second inspector, and we'll let our accounting department, see if we can afford them.
Yeah, and the thing with that is, we're not paying Patrick currently, he just takes,
He takes a-
$100. It's a
Yeah, he
fee
takes
for
a commission
inspection,
off
so
of
we're
the
not-
permits,
That's
right?
not any part of our budget.
Right.
Sure.
That's my suggestion.
Well, either which way, we really don't know which way we can go with retention modification or anything till we get some stuff from Luke to see what our avenues are as our advisor, and it's never like him to miss. But, I say we should table it and get something the next 2 weeks and see what we wanna do. I totally disagree, tell him he's gonna be terminated in 30 days or whatever, because he works on a commission only, he works for the city, but in a way, he draws his check by what he does.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna tell you, if I was contracting, you told me you're gonna get rid of me in 30 days, I doubt I show up to do any more inspections, or I delay your inspections until my 30 days was up, whether I do another dime for you or not. The most concerning, I'm just gonna say, I'm not saying the wellness center is not on my concern, but as a citizen here and a student in school and stuff like this bond is huge, huge. And if we get rid of him, that puts the school way behind, which then costs us all mega dollars on this bond. Because they can't open, they can't move forward, they can't do anything. And we talked about the delay of the fields, and we all work diligently to try to help them out to do that. But I don't think there's enough talent on this board when it comes to a school bond to keep it moving forward.
Well, I do think, Mr. Hood, are you here? Would you mind coming up and telling us a little bit about what effect this would or would not have on you?
So we're 3 to 4 weeks away from finishing our field house. And we have already paid Mr. Dayton his fees to complete that project. If he was not to do the final on that and give us occupancy, that would push time from closing that facility and getting it done. And then we're also on the movement of concreting the roof of the new high school, and he is gonna have to inspect that. So if he holds off on inspecting that, that puts us months behind on opening that facility in the end of 2027, going into 2028, which would be detrimental for our students because we don't have a classroom left. And some of those grades, we have 21, 22 kids in a class. And so the longer we push that off, it hurts us. The high school, if you guys hired a new inspector or decided to do whatever you're doing outside, could probably work over and work forward. But the field house, it could delay that months. And we're ready to open that up in 3 weeks. And so that's a concern for me. That's the only reason I'm here, because that pushes that back. That affects where we're doing our PEs at, where we're doing lots of things that are happening in the school because that facility that's being built is shifting things around inside the district. So if there's a way to make sure inspections could be finished or we have a smooth transition of inspectors, that would be best for us in any way possible. So,
Would you mind, you've had dealings with Mr. Deaton?
so
I mean, just because of all of the building stuff that's been going
Yeah,
on,
so
I'm asking. If you're not comfortable, that's fine.
he
I was
is-
just getting your opinion.
he is
Didn't
not-
mean to kick you, I'm sorry.
it's not been a negative relationship. There's been some irregularities at times that with our construction company that's built all over the state of Oklahoma that they've dealt with. They're going, we've never had to do this anywhere else, but this guy's asking us to do it.
Okay.
And so some irregularities. And I think we've worked through it, and he's been great as we've worked through it. So, but I'm not saying it's been perfect.
Gotcha.
I will say when I dealt with him personally with the football stuff, when I was doing all the stuff last summer, he was great with me. It was all, him and I didn't have a problem to get our stuff completed. But the new high school and the field house, there's been a few things that we went along. It could have been done a little faster. I'm not saying he held the project up, but it just did create some issues that our construction management said, man, we're getting it done, but this is a little bit of a problem.
Okay.
And we just don't know. I don't know why. I didn't get involved. That's why we paid
Gotcha.
for them to handle that. I'm not involved in that side of it.
Okay.
And they're just making sure it gets done. So
Mhm.
I hear it back in, hey, we got it fixed, but this happened. So.
Okay.
So me personally, I didn't have anything super negative with him. I think construction companies had some issues. They've worked through it because we're still moving along, obviously. But, I think every inspector has their own personal ideas and how they want things done. And so you're going to deal with that no matter what, whoever you hire. So.
Thank you very much.
So you're saying, Mr. Hood, 3 weeks, about 3, 4 weeks?
3 to 4 weeks and we should be done with that project.
4 weeks, whatever that is. Okay.
So are we good to just table this then? I think that's probably the best thing, just we
Yes.
table it and we can talk about it the next meeting.
I agree.
Okay.
I'm comfortable with that.
Okay, that takes us to number 5. Need a motion?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
Okay,
Kara,
no, you're right, I'm wrong, I'm gonna
I'm
be
just
quiet.
slow. Kara Rainey,
Yes.
David Solons,
Yes.
Jerry Casey,
Yes.
Lynn Ruther.
Yes. This would be said no.
Cashion Public Works Authority, special meeting agenda. Call to order and roll call.
Landon,
Here.
Jerry,
Here.
David,
Here.
Kara,
Here. Number 3, I need a vote to, oh, hold it, I gotta read first, sorry. 3A, vote to enter executive session for consider, discuss, undertake possible action to convene into executive session for the purpose of confidential discussion regarding the employment, evaluation, and/or discipline of Public Works Director and/or individual employee of the Cashion Public Works Authority pursuant to Title 25 OS Section 307B1.
Make a motion to enter into executive session.
Second.
Motion.
I make a motion
There it
to
is.
return to open session.
I second.
that would be Landon,
Yes.
Jerry,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Kara.
Yes. C, consider, discuss, and take possible action regarding employment, evaluation, and/or discipline of the Public Works Director. I make a motion that we place Public Works Director Sherman Webb on administrative leave.
Paid.
Paid administrative leave.
Is there a second?
Second.
Kara,
Yes?
David,
Yes.
Jerry,
Yes.
Landon,
Yes.
4A, consider, discuss, and undertake possible action to retain an outside firm to conduct a neutral third-party workplace investigation, including approval of a services agreement and associated cost, and to authorize the chairman of the Cashion Public Works Authority to execute the agreement and any related documents.
Make a motion to retain outside firm to conduct a neutral third-party workplace investigation, including approval of the services agreement, associated costs, and to authorize the chairman of the Cashion Public Works Authority to execute the agreement and any related documents.
I'm gonna give,
Luke, the consultant, the authority.
is there a second?
Need a second?
Second.
Kara,
Yes?
David,
Yes.
Jerry,
Yes.
Landon,
yes.
4B, consider, discuss, and/or take possible action on approving a quote from Bar C Construction in the amount not to exceed $4,500 for replacement of the water service line serving 709 and 720 North 3rd Street, including boring under North 3rd Street, tie-in to the existing main and corporation stock, tie-in to the existing meter, pumping meter, and cleanup. That is the invoice we have here. I've been told that that is emergent, that we needed to take action on that to get that fixed.
Then I will make a motion approving a quote from Bar C Construction in the amount not to exceed $4,500 for replacement of the water service line servicing 709 and 720 North 3rd Street, including boring under North 3rd Street, tie into existing main and corporation stop, tie into existing meter, pumping water, and cleanup.
Second.
Kara,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Jerry,
Yes.
Landon,
Yes.
Takes us to number 5.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Kara,
Yes?
David,
Yes.
Jerry,
Yes.
Landon,
Yes.
Okay. That's it. Can I ask Mr. Webb to stay and talk to you and I? Sure. Okay. Chairman, if you wouldn't mind, when everybody exits, Mr. Lewis and I are gonna sit down and talk with you. Okay?